The next topic which we are studying is circular motion. So work power energy we have completed now. So next topic in first year is circular motion. Sima, consider this is a body of mass m moving with a velocity of v in this direction. Clear no? Voice వినిపిస్తుందా మనది? Body of mass m moving with a velocity of v in this direction. Now on this body, if I apply a perpendicular force perpendicular force for how much time? For a time of 0.1 second. Clear now? It means I am applying force for a very small interval. 0.1 second means how much? 1/10th of a second. No? So just I am applying force for a time of 0.1 second. Can you say what will happen? Anybody? So if I apply a force for 0.1 second, what will happen? First of all, this force, can it do any work or not? It can do work. Work done by this force will be zero. What is the reason? So velocity is in this direction, it means the displacement of the body is in this direction. But you are applying force in which direction? You are applying force at an angle of 90 degrees. Correct? Then how this force can do work? This force cannot do any work. Are you able to understand? Because work done formula, Fs cos theta normal, force applied is F, displacement is S, and angle is how much? Angle is 90 degrees. So work done is zero. So therefore this force cannot do any work. Work it cannot do. Then what this force can do? What is the use of this force? This force can change the direction of this body. Are you able to understand? Perpendicular force, it can do zero work. Zero work means what? Velocity and kinetic energy of body. Instead of velocity, I better write speed. Okay, ma? So speed and kinetic energy of body cannot be changed. Clear? How can you say that speed and kinetic energy of a body cannot be changed? Ma? Chapali. When work done is zero, you can never change the speed of the body. No? If work done is positive, you can increase the speed of the body. That's what we have studied in work power energy. No? Work done positive avute em cheyaгаలుగుతాం మనము? We can increase the velocity of the body. If work done is negative work done aithe, we can decrease the velocity of the body. But if work done is zero, we cannot change the speed of the body. Speed of the body remains constant. That is work energy theorem. No? So you can write like this also. Work energy theorem, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. No? We have done tons and tons and problems on this already. We have done. No? Work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Clear? So if work done is zero, change in kinetic energy also will be zero. What is meant by change in kinetic energy is zero? Change in kinetic energy is zero ante? Change is zero. Change is zero means what? మార్పు లేదు అని, అంతే కదా? ఆలోచించాలి కొంచెం. Change in kinetic energy zero means what? There is no change in kinetic energy. It means kinetic energy is remaining constant. That's the meaning of this one. No? Kinetic energy is constant means speed and velocity of the body is also constant. Are you able to understand? So therefore, in this condition, work done by this perpendicular force is zero. So perpendicular force can never change the speed of the body. But definitely what it can do? It can change the direction of the body. That means, for example, if you are applying force like this, clear no? Body of mass m moving with a speed of v. Okay, we are applying perpendicular force for a time of 0.1 second. Then this body, instead of moving in this direction, it may slightly change its direction like this. Now in this direction, now it will continue to travel with how much speed? It will continue to travel with a speed of v. So this is what will happen if you apply a force of F for a very small interval of time. Are you able to understand? So it will continue to travel in this direction. So what is changing? Is the speed changing? Speed మారుతుందా? మారుతుందా లేదా చెప్పండి? లేదు. మరి ఏం మారుతుంది? Direction is changing. Why speed is not changing? Because work done is zero. If force cannot do any work, then speed of the body you can never change, direction definitely you can change. Clear now? Now what I am doing is I am applying one more force. Clear? Again for a time of very small time, 0.1 second. Now can you say what will happen? Now again I am applying force at an angle of 90 degrees to the final direction of the body. Now can you say what will happen? Again direction will change. What about the speed of the body? Speed doesn't change. What about the velocity of the body? Velocity will change definitely. Because velocity depends on direction also, no? Velocity, is it a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? Velocity is a vector quantity. Direction is changing, no? Direction marinda leda. So velocity has definitely changed. Are you able to understand? Previously body was traveling like this. Now body started to travel like this. Velocity definitely changed, no? But the speed of the body has not changed. Kinetic energy of the body, kinetic energy also doesn't change. Because kinetic energy only depends on speed of the body. Speed is remaining constant, kinetic energy also remains constant. But velocity is definitely changing. Clear now? Okay. So then I am applying force in this direction. Then what will happen? The body will again change its velocity. But the speed of the body doesn't change. Clear now? Now again it is traveling with the same speed of v. So here I can say velocity is v1. Here I can say velocity is v2. Here I can say velocity is v3. Velocities are definitely changing. So v1 dash, clear number, v2 dash, v3 dash. Velocities are definitely changing. But the speeds they are not changing. Kinetic energy also is not changing. Clear? Okay. Then if I apply again one more force, same force F for again a time of 0.1 second, then what will happen? Now what will happen? Again direction will change. Speed, chapali twarga. Speed doesn't change. Velocity will change. Kinetic energy doesn't change. Clear number? So therefore this body again continues to change its direction. So now it is traveling in this direction. Okay, with a velocity, with a speed of v. Now velocity is v4 dash. Are you able to understand? So therefore, if I apply a force continuously perpendicular to the direction of the motion of the body, then can you say what will happen? So ilage nenu force apply cheskuntu velnanu anukondi. Appudu body finally it will move in a circular path. So this is what is happening. Are you able to understand? So this is the reason for circular motion. Now if you see all these forces which I am applying at an angle of 90 degrees to the direction of motion of the body, then all these forces, they will meet at a common point. Okay, ma? All these forces, they will meet at a common point. So therefore, which force is responsible for making a body to move in a circular path? This force is responsible, which is making the body to move in a circular path. And what is the direction of this force? Towards the center of the circle. And this force we can call it as centripetal force. What is the name of this force, ma? Centripetal force. So what is meant by centripetal force? The force which is responsible to make the body move in a circular path is called as centripetal force. Clear? That's it. Make a note of it. So therefore what I call, so for a body to move in a circular path, there must be a force which is always acting perpendicular to direction of motion of body. Clear now? So always there should be a force which should be acting in which direction, ma? Perpendicular to direction of motion of the body. Are you able to understand? Clear? So this force is also acting towards the center of the circle. Clear? This force is called, what we call that force? Centripetal force. Okay, ma? That force is called as centripetal force. Understood now, ma? So therefore, for a body to move in a circular path, what kind of force should be there, ma? definitely centripetal force should be present. And what is the nature of this force? If body is moving in one direction, this centripetal force always will be acting at an angle of 90 degrees to the motion of the body. And when you join all the forces, all of them they meet at the center of the circle. So you are able to understand the direction of this force, Rama? So this force we can call it as centripetal force. So what is its direction? Direction is towards the center of the circle. Okay, ma? For example, if body is here, okay, then centripetal force will be in this direction. If body is here, okay, ma, then centripetal force will be in this direction, towards the center. Are you able to understand? Like this. Okay. So without this centripetal force, any body, it can never move in a circular path. Definitely there should be centripetal force. Okay. And centripetal force can be provided by how many forces? Many forces can provide the centripetal force. Let us see some examples. Completed up to here? Right. C means centripetal force. What centripetal force can do? Centripetal force, it can change direction of a body. It can change velocity. Because direction is changing, definitely velocity also changes, because velocity is a vector quantity. Even if magnitude changes, then also velocity changes. If direction changes, then also velocity will change. Cannot change the speed. Speed cannot be changed. So if speed doesn't change, kinetic energy also doesn't change, because kinetic energy is also a scalar quantity. Kinetic energy doesn't depend on velocity. Kinetic energy depends only on speed of the one. Okay, that's it. So therefore, now how many forces can provide centripetal force? Let us see. Clear? See, we are tying a rope. We are taking a rope. To one end of the rope, we are joining a stone, and this is the center of the circle. Now with the help of this rope, I am moving this stone in a circular path. Are you able to understand? This is a rope, string or a thread. To this rope, I am connecting a mass of M, a stone of mass M, and I am moving this in a circular path. Clear? Now this stone, it is moving in a circular path. But what we have studied, without a centripetal force, you cannot move any body in a circular path. Clear? Now here, if this stone is moving in a circular path, who is providing the centripetal force? Tension. Tension is providing the centripetal force, Clear? What is the direction of tension? Tension is always away from the tide end. Already we have studied, Tension is always away from tide end. Same tension is acting here also, and same tension is acting here also. So what this tension is doing? See the direction of tension. Tension is towards the center of the circle. Okay. Body is trying to move in which direction? Body is trying to move in a straight line with a speed of v. But what tension is doing? Tension is continuously trying to pull the body towards the center. Are you able to understand? So what is the direction of tension? Towards the center. Are you able to understand? So here who is providing the centripetal force? Tension is providing the centripetal force. For example, if let us consider this body has reached up to here. Now here also it is traveling with the speed of v, and here also tension developed is T. Clear now? Now if I cut the rope here, then can you say what will happen? If I cut the rope, now tension cannot act on this stone, so it cannot move in a circular path. So how it will move? It will move in a straight line. It will move in a tangential path. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? If I cut the string here, it can no longer move in a circular path, but it will try to move in a straight line. It means actually body is always trying to move in a straight line only. For example, the stone after reaching this position, now if I cut the string here, then what will happen? Again it will try to move in a straight line. Are you able to understand? It means body is always trying to move in a straight line according to Newton's first law. If there is no force acting on the body, body will continue to travel in the same direction with same speed. That is Newton's first law. I think the Newton's first law. If you don't apply any force on a body, the body which is in rest position, it continues to be in rest position. And a body which is in movement, it continues to be in movement only. Okay. So body is always trying to move in a straight line. But why it is moving in a circular path? Because of this centripetal force which is called as tension. So here tension is providing the centripetal force. Okay, right. Example, try to say the answer. So we are taking a horizontal table, horizontal table we are taking. Okay, so this is the center of this table, and here we are placing a body of mass m on this table at a distance of r. Okay ma, okay, horizontal table paina we are placing a mass of m at a distance of r from the center of the table. Clear? Now if this table is rotating with an angular velocity of omega, let us consider this mass is also rotating along with the table. Clear ma? Mass is also rotating along with table. Okay, then what do you understand? I am placing a stone or a mass on a table. No? Table is rotating. Along with the table, this mass is also rotating. Okay, how it is rotating? Who is providing centripetal force here? Table. Table, does it have hands ma? To hold the mass? No, no. Then how it is able to move in a circular path? Come on. On any rotating frame, if it is rotating with a small velocity, if it is a bigger velocity, then it will move outside. But if velocity is smaller, then if you place any mass on that one, it will also rotate along with the table. No? And for the stone to move in a circular path, what force is required? Centripetal force is required. So here, who is providing the centripetal force? Gravitational force is acting in which direction? Gravitational force mg is acting in downwards direction. This is a horizontal table. Clear? Who is providing the centripetal force? Can you say anybody? Huh? కొంచెం గట్టిగా చెప్పరా? అదే ఎందుకు తిరుగుతుంది అదే సుబ్బక్క క్వశ్చన్. Table is rotating. Okay, on the table we are placing a stone. Why stone is rotating? That is the question. Huh? Friction, because of friction. Frictional force is there, no ma? Clear? See ma. So weight of the body mg is acting downwards. This mg falls on the table. No? Baru deni paina padutundi? Table paina. Table will give a normal reaction. According to Newton's third law, table will give a normal reaction. If a body is moving in a circular path, it means definitely there is some force which is pushing the body towards the center, and that force is nothing but friction. Okay, on rotating frame, if you place any body, it will try to move away from the center. No ma? Rotating frame lo meer edaina body in place chesthe adi ela move avvalani prayatham chestundi? Center nunchi bayataku vache prayatham chestundi. So this body, it tries to move away from the center. It will try to move away from the center. Okay, when it is rotating. So when it tries to move away from the center, then friction will act in which direction? Friction will act in opposite direction. Are you able to understand? And see, what is the direction of friction? Towards the center, no? Towards the center. So friction is providing centripetal force here. That's it. Are you able to understand? Very simple. So therefore here who is providing the centripetal force ma? So here frictional force. Friction is also a kind of force only, no? Frictional force is providing centripetal force. Clear? Are you able to understand what is happening in this condition? Clear, no? That's it. Very simple. So therefore, for any body to move in a circular path, definitely centripetal force is required. Okay. Let us see one more example. See. So consider this is a surface like this. Clear, Nama? So the radius of the circular path is r. So this is a body of mass m, initially moving with a speed of v. Okay. So this, let us consider coefficient of friction is 0. Then this mass, it continues to travel in the circular path, no? Are you able to understand? Now by the time this mass reaches here, consider this mass has reached up to here. Okay. So now this radius is also how much? This radius is also r. Now this is also a circular path only, no? But it is a vertical circle, but whatever it may be, it is a circular path only now. Now here how many forces are providing the centripetal force? Can you say? which is the main force which is responsible for providing centripetal force. ఇది కూడా సర్కులర్ పాతే కదా, అవునా కదా? సో if this is a circular path, somebody should be providing centripetal force. Who is providing the centripetal force? Normal reaction. Yes, very good. Clear now? See, here weight of the body mg is acting downwards. Normal reaction n is acting upwards, and here n and mg both are equal. Clear now? But in this condition, weight of the body mg is acting downwards. Clear now? But this mg I can split into two components. Are you able to understand now? So if this angle is theta, then this angle also will be theta only. Weight always acts towards the center only. No? Weight always acts towards the center of earth. So weight mg I am splitting into two components. So this is mg cos theta and this is mg sin theta. Okay, fine now. Now what is mg sin theta doing? Mg sin theta is trying to pull this body down the inclined plane. That's the function of mg sin theta, no? mg sin theta ippudu em chestundi? It will try to drag the body downwards. Clear? What is mg cos theta doing? mg cos theta, it is pushing the inclined plane at an angle of 90 degrees. Inclined plane nadi push chestundi. At what angle? At an angle of 90 degrees. That's what we see, no? Clear now? So therefore, a normal reaction will also develop in opposite direction. This is the normal direction, n dash. Okay. Now can I say n dash is equal to mg cos theta? Can I say? Can I say this or not? Huh? Here n and mg they are equal, no? So here also can I say n dash and mg cos theta they are equal? I cannot say. This is wrong. Why? Why I can say they are not equal? Yes, see here n and mg they are equal. There is no net force acting towards any direction. So body continues to move in a straight line. n mg rendu equal kada. So is there any net force in upward direction? No. Is there any net force in downward direction? No, they are equal. But here body is moving in a circular path, no? Body is moving in what kind of path? Circular path. For a body to move in a circular path, what kind of force is required? Centripetal force. Centripetal force should be towards which direction? Towards the center of the circle. It means that definitely n dash must be greater than mg cos theta. Then only there will be some net force towards the center. Then only body can move in a circular path. Are you able to understand? So therefore what I say, n dash must be greater than mg cos theta. Why it should be greater? Then only there will be some net force towards the center. No? And what that net force will do? That provides the centripetal force. So if you take the difference of n dash and mg cos theta, this becomes the net force now. And this net force is acting in which direction? Towards the center. And that net force provides the centripetal force. Are you able to understand? Clear now? Now because we are taking the concept of circular motion, we have to take mg component also. If it is moving in a horizontal circle, you need not take mg component because weight is always acting perpendicular to the direction of motion of the body. But this is a vertical circle. No? So you have to split mg into two components, mg cos theta and mg sin theta. So if n dash and mg cos theta, if they are equal, body cannot move in a circular path. Can it move in a circular path? It cannot move in a circular path. Are you able to understand? So definitely n dash must be greater than mg cos theta. Then only there will be some net force in which direction? Towards the center of the circle. And for a body to move in a circular path, definitely there should be some force towards the center. And what is that force called? Centripetal force. Are you able to understand? Clear? And what is the equation of centripetal force now? The equation of centripetal force is F centripetal is equals to mv tangential square divided by r, or you can write mr omega square also. So these are the two equations for centripetal force. Are you able to understand, ma? One equation is mv square by r, another equation is mr omega square. Clear? Now what is meant by Vt there? Vt is nothing but tangential velocity or a tangential speed. Okay. See, my body always tries to move in a straight line, no? What is the nature of a body? It always tries to move in a straight line. That straight line velocity is nothing but tangential velocity. That is, when body is present here, what is its speed, tangential speed, that is called as tangential velocity or tangential speed. Okay. Now what is meant by r here? The radius in which the body is traveling. Body is traveling in this radius r of the circle number. R is called radius. Omega is called what? Omega is called, when it is present at this position, then what is the angular velocity of this mass? That is called as omega. Clear now? So therefore V tangential is nothing but tangential speed. So if this is a circle, okay ma, then what is this velocity called? This is tangential velocity only, no? It is a tangent to a circle. Okay. Now what is meant by r? R is called as radius of circular path. Okay ma? Omega is called as angular speed. If you take direction, then it is called as angular velocity also. Are you able to understand? So this is about what you call the centripetal force. Clear now? Therefore, in this condition, in this given condition, can I say that n dash minus mg cos theta is equal to centripetal force, and it is mv tangential square divided by r. Or also I can call it as mr omega square also. Can I say right like this? If you take the difference of this force and this force, that is centripetal force only, no? And what is the formula for centripetal force? mv square by r or mr omega square. Okay. So here the difference of n dash and mg cos theta, they are providing the centripetal force. Fine. Consider this is a body of mass m moving in a circular path with a tangential speed of vt with an angular velocity of omega, and this is the centripetal force which is acting, radius of the circle is r. Then these are the equations for centripetal force, mv square by r, mr omega square. Clear now? Okay. Now on this mass in this direction, this is the only force which is acting, centripetal force is the only force which is acting towards the center of the circle. And if this mass is tied with a string, then centripetal force is nothing but tension in this condition. Okay. And what kind of circular motion is this? Let us call it as horizontal circle. Okay. If it is horizontal circle, you need not consider weight of the body, no? You need not consider weight of the body, because if body is moving horizontally, weight is acting downwards, no? So weight does not have any role in providing centripetal force. Clear? So here who is providing centripetal force? Tension. And these are the equations of centripetal force. So this is the only force which is acting towards the center, no? So to oppose this force or to balance this force, is there any other force? ఈ ఫోర్స్ని బ్యాలెన్స్ చేయడానికి వేరే ఫోర్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉందా? Is there any force? ఉందా లేదా? లేదు. Sima, for example, if body is moving in a straight line, clear? We are applying a force of F, but velocity is constant. Then what do you understand? We are applying a force of F on this mass. Velocity is constant. What do you understand? ఏమర్థమవుతుంది మీకు? ఏం చదువుతున్నారా మీరు? Okay. Velocity is constant with acceleration 0. Acceleration 0 means net force. Net force 0. Net force is 0 means what? To balance this force, there is another force called as limiting friction. That is what we have to understand, no? Clear, no? Body is moving with a velocity of v. It means acceleration is 0. Acceleration is 0 means net force also 0. Net force 0 means to this force, there is some force which is balancing that force. And what can be that force? Friction. So here friction and FL, they are equal. Clear now? Or I can say forces are balanced. Forces are balanced. If forces are balanced, then acceleration is 0. If forces are balanced, then velocity is a constant. These are the inferences which we can get now. Clear now? Now similarly here, to balance this centripetal force, is there any other force? Here applied force is balanced by friction, no? Here to balance centripetal force, is there any force? Edana vere force edana unda leda? Leda. Yes. So here centripetal force is an unbalanced force. Centripetal force is an unbalanced force. There is no force to balance this one. Okay, ma? So, if a centripetal force is an unbalanced force, so then definitely there will be some net force, no, ma? And in this condition, which is the net force? Centripetal force is the net force. And what a net force will do? Net force will provide acceleration. No? If there is net force, body should accelerate. So, net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So, what is this kind of acceleration called? Centripetal acceleration. Okay, ma? So, therefore, what is the formula for centripetal acceleration? Centripetal acceleration is centripetal force divided by mass of the body. Clear? And what is the centripetal force? mv tangential square divided by r into m. R you can write it as mr omega square divided by m. Okay. So, m and m, here also m and m if I cancel, then what is the final equation I will get? I will get Vt square divided by r or omega square into r. So, these are the equations for centripetal acceleration. Are you able to understand, ma? Are you able to understand what we are doing here? So, centripetal force is an unbalanced force. There is no force to balance this one. If it is an unbalanced force, definitely there will be net force. Clear, no? And net force is equal to mass into acceleration. And what kind of acceleration this is called? Centripetal acceleration. And these are the equations of centripetal acceleration. Clear now? So therefore, what are the equations of centripetal acceleration I got? One is v square divided by r, another equation is omega square into r. These are the equations. Okay. Now what about its direction, ma? Acceleration is a vector quantity, no? Acceleration is scalar quantity or vector quantity? Definitely vector quantity. So it means it should have a direction. So what is the direction of acceleration? See, ma, this is a body of mass m, okay, and we are applying force in this direction. Net force is equal to F. Then body will accelerate in which direction? In the same direction, no? Body always accelerates in the direction of net force. Here net force is in which direction? Towards the center. So centripetal acceleration also towards the same direction only, no? So that is the direction of centripetal acceleration. Okay, ma? So this is the direction of AC also. Are you able to understand? So acceleration ఏ వైపుకు ఉంటుంది? Net force ఏ వైపుకు ఉంటుందో acceleration కూడా అదే వైపుకు ఉంటుంది. Centripetal force is towards the center. So centripetal acceleration is also towards the center. Okay, ma? So what is the direction of centripetal acceleration, ma? It is towards the center. It is towards the center only. And these are the equations of centripetal acceleration. Are you able to understand? Fine. That's it, very simple. Okay. So if there is centripetal force, there will be centripetal acceleration also. Centripetal force is towards the center. Centripetal acceleration also towards the center only. Fine. Very simple concept. Okay. That's it. Okay. So now we are discussing some angular parameters, ma, which we should understand. See, so this is a circular path. Are able to understand, in which a body of mass m, it is moving in a circular path with the help of some centripetal force Cfc. What is the tangential velocity of this one? Tangential velocity or tangential speed is Vt. Now in a time of t, this body has moved from position A to position B. Clear, ma? Time may be anything in 1 second, 1.5 second. Clear, na? In that time, particle travelled from point A to point B. So how much angle it has covered? It has covered an angle of theta. So that angle covered is nothing but angular displacement. Okay, ma? Angle covered by the particle is nothing but angular displacement. And what are the units of angular displacement in SI system? Angle is measured in radians. Clear, na, ma? And the equation of the relation between angle covered and length of this arc. So from A to B, there is some small length of the arc which is covered, no, ma? That length of the arc is L and radius of the circle is R. Then this is the relation. Theta is equal to L by R. Relation between angle covered, length of the arc and radius of the circle. Clear, no? See, but this is analogous to right here. this is analogous to, analogous means what? Comparable. This is analogous to displacement in linear motion. Okay, ma? Analogous to displacement in linear motion. In linear motion, displacement is measured by s, no? And in angular motion, displacement is measured by theta. So displacement in straight line motion, theta in circular motion. That's it. Both are comparable here. Clear now? Now see, angular velocity. What is meant by angular velocity? Listen carefully. How much angle is covered in how much time? That ratio is nothing but angular velocity. Velocity of the covering the angle is called as angular velocity. Are you able to understand now? So omega can be written as delta theta divided by delta theta, general angular velocity. But if you want instantaneous angular velocity, d theta divided by dt. Okay? And this is analogous to, here I will write, clear number? This is analogous to what? Linear velocity. What is meant by linear velocity? Velocity in a straight line. So velocity is equal to displacement by time. No? Velocity is equal to displacement by time. So angular velocity is equals to angular displacement divided by time. That's it. So both are one and the same. Okay? In straight line motion we represent by v. In angular motion we represent by omega. That's it. Clear? And similarly, instantaneous velocity, how I can write? I can write ds divided by dt. No? Instantaneous velocity ds by dt. So similarly here also, instantaneous angular velocity d theta divided by dt. So how much displacement is covered in a unit time, that is called as velocity. How much angle is covered in a unit time, that is called angular velocity. Okay? Both are same, comparable to each other. Okay, ma? So rate of change of displacement is called velocity. Rate of change of angular displacement is called angular velocity. That's it. Clear? So in uniform circular motion, that is when body is traveling with the same speed in a circle. Body is traveling in a circular path, speed is remaining constant, then it is called as a uniform circular motion. In uniform circular motion, what is constant? Omega is a constant. Same concept we study in a linear motion also. No? When body is traveling in a straight line with uniform speed, then v is a constant, velocity is a constant. So here angular velocity is a constant in uniform circular motion. Okay? What is meant by uniform and non-uniform, we will study later. Clear? Similarly, angular acceleration alpha. Okay, ma? So rate of change of angular velocity is called as angular acceleration. It means if omega is also changing, that is speed is also changing, angular velocity is also changing, then we will get acceleration. Acceleration is d omega divided by dt. And instantaneous angular acceleration, this is delta omega by delta t. Instantaneous angular acceleration, d omega divided by dt. This is comparable with what? Clear, ma? We cannot write. So this is comparable with what, ma? This is analogous to A, angular acceleration. Linear acceleration. Linear acceleration formula, change in velocity by time, no? Delta v divided by delta t. Instantaneous acceleration dv divided by dt. Okay? So acceleration, change in velocity by time. Angular acceleration, change in angular velocity by time. Clear now? Alpha instantaneous, A instantaneous, dv by dt. Alpha instantaneous, d omega divided by dt. Both are one and the same. Straight line motion and circular motion, they are very much comparable to each other. They are analogous to each other. Clear? Okay. So therefore, here one point already we have discussed. So in uniform circular motion, alpha value is a 0. It means if body is traveling with the same speed in a circle, then omega remains constant. No? Angular velocity remains constant. It means it will cover same angle in same time. Omega is a constant. If omega is a constant, acceleration will be 0. So angular acceleration will be 0. Okay. But in non-uniform circular motion means what? When velocity of the body and speed of the body, if they are changing continuously. Okay. Then in that condition, omega is not a constant. If omega is not a constant, alpha is not 0. Alpha may be variable also, but it is not 0. Okay. So these are some of the points which you should understand. Now we will study about in detail what is meant by uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion. Clear? Raskunar kada intavaraku? Very, very important to understand. So see here. So uniform circular motion, before understanding this one, we will take the example of linear motion. This is linear motion, Noma? Motion in a straight line, linear motion. Okay. So consider this is a body of mass m moving with a velocity of v, constant velocity. Okay, ma? It means its speed is also same, velocity is also same. It is moving in a straight line without changing its velocity or without changing its speed. Clear now? So it is traveling with a constant speed and constant velocity. So constant speed means velocity is constant, means acceleration 0. There is no acceleration. If there is no acceleration, net force acting on this body is also 0. It means this body is traveling with a uniform velocity without any acceleration. So net force acting on the body is 0. This is what we understand. Now let us study the same concept in circular motion, if body is moving in a circular path. Clear number? So consider this is the path in which a body is moving. Mass of the body is m and its tangential speed is v. Clear number? Radius of the circle is r and the tension is providing the centripetal force. Let it be a horizontal circle. Okay, horizontal circle. So tangential velocity, it is a constant. Okay, ma? What is meant by tangential velocity is a constant, ma? Body is moving in a circular path, ma, like this. So tangential velocity is constant means what? It is moving with the same speed throughout the circle. No? Throughout the circle, speed of the body is remaining constant. For example, here if I take speed is 2 meters per second. With how much speed it is traveling? Through 2 meters per second at point A. Now when it reaches point B, then here also its speed is 2 meters per second. Speed is not changing. Velocity is changing. Why velocity is changing? Direction is changing, no? So velocity is changing. Speed is not changing. Now when body reaches point C, now again its tangential speed, it is equal to 2 meters per second. So this is definitely an example of uniform circular motion. No? Clear now? So therefore in uniform circular motion, what happens? Speed of the body doesn't change. Here also in linear motion, speed is not changing. No? So here also speed is not changing. So therefore what I say? Therefore I say, clear number. So V tangential is equal to V, it is a constant. Tangential speed is a constant. Clear? You are able to understand? Now come to linear motion. So here speed of the body is constant, you know? Velocity is also constant, you know? So therefore what is acceleration? Acceleration is dv divided by dt, no? In linear motion, what is the equation for acceleration? dv divided by dt. What is meant by dv? Change in velocity. Velocity, is it changing? No. So change in velocity is 0. dv means change in velocity only, no? Okay. Namaskaram. So dv means change in velocity, no? Change in velocity. Is there any change in velocity? Velocity is constant. So change in velocity is 0, but time is changing, divided by dt. So 0 by anything? 0. So therefore I got acceleration is 0. This is how we say acceleration is 0, no? Okay. So in this condition, acceleration of the body is 0. Now come to circular motion. Clear now? Here what is constant? Tangential velocity is constant, no? So therefore, if tangential velocity is constant, what is omega? Omega is also a constant. Angular velocity is a constant. No? What is meant by angular velocity? Angular velocity means instantaneous angular velocity. d theta divided by dt. Okay? d theta divided by dt means what? d theta means change in angle. dt means change in time. Okay, ma? For example, if a body travels from here to here in a time of 1 second. In 1 second it travels from here to here. Angle covered is 30 degrees. Angle covered is how much, ma? 30 degrees. Speed is constant, no? The speed with which it is moving a circular path, speed is a constant. So in another 1 second, it will reach from here to here. Again in a time of 1 second. So it will reach from here to here. But angle covered remains to be 30 degrees only, no? If 1 second here it is covering 30, The next second also it will cover 30 degrees only. Okay. So therefore, can I say omega is a constant, ma? Because it is covering same angle in same time, 30 degrees in 1 second. In the next rotation also 30 degrees in 1 second. It is covering same angle in same time everywhere. So can I say omega is a constant? Definitely angular velocity is a constant. Here also velocity is a constant. It will cover same displacement in same time. Okay, ma? So V is equals to ds divided by dt. Same displacement in same time. So definitely this is also a constant. Clear, ma? So therefore angular velocity is a constant because it is covering same angle in same time everywhere. Okay. Now coming to alpha. What is alpha? Angular acceleration. Okay. Here what is the angular acceleration? Sorry, linear acceleration is how much? 0. Why it has become 0? Acceleration dv by dt, change in velocity. Is there any change in velocity? No. So therefore acceleration is 0. So here alpha instantaneous is equals to d omega divided by dt. This is alpha number. Acceleration dv by dt. Angular acceleration d omega by dt. What is d omega? What is meant by d omega? D means change, small change. Change in omega. Is there any change in omega? Omega is a constant, no? So change in omega? 0. Time is dt. So 0 by anything? 0. So instantaneous acceleration is 0. There is no acceleration. There is no angular acceleration. Are you able to understand? So if a body continues to move with the same speed, then omega is a constant, alpha value is 0. Are you able to understand? So this is about uniform circular motion. Completed, ma? So therefore, we are trying to compare linear motion and circular motion. Exactly what is the concept here we are doing, same concept we are doing here also. There is no other change. Okay. Just parameters they are changed. What are the parameters we are using? So instead of displacement we are using theta. Instead of velocity we are using omega. Instead of acceleration we are using alpha, angular acceleration. That's all. Are you able to understand? And remaining everything remains same. Fine. That's it. Clear? So uniform circular motion, angular velocity is a constant. Acceleration is 0. Which acceleration? Angular acceleration is 0. Clear, no? Now, sir. So therefore, clear, ma? Now, sir. See, ma, but if you see centripetal acceleration is not 0, no? If centripetal acceleration is 0, body cannot move in a circular path. Centripetal acceleration is never 0. Okay. So if centripetal acceleration is not 0, centripetal acceleration also it is not 0. Centripetal acceleration is not, centripetal force is not 0, no? Centripetal force is in which direction? Towards the center of the circle. That is always present, no? So which acceleration must be present? Centripetal acceleration must be present. Without a centripetal acceleration, body cannot move in a circular path. But which acceleration is 0? Angular acceleration is 0. Tangential acceleration is also 0. Understand? What is meant by tangential acceleration? Acceleration tangent to the circle. Acceleration in tangential direction. That acceleration is not there. That acceleration, why it is not there? Because tangential velocity is a constant. Velocity in tangential direction, that is constant. No? Are you able to understand? So here what is the velocity? How much? 2. What is this velocity? Tangential velocity. Here what is the velocity? 2. What is this velocity? Tangential velocity. What is this velocity? Tangential velocity. Velocities may be different, but tangential speeds they are same. Tangential speed is same. Okay. So therefore, what is the equation for a tangential acceleration? Okay, ma? So it is dvt divided by dt, magnitude wise. dvt divided by dt. Vt means tangential speed. dvt means change in tangential speed. Tangential speed, is it changing? No. So therefore 0 divided by dt. 0 divided by dt, 0. So here we are discussing how many accelerations? We are discussing 3 accelerations. 3 accelerations. Which is the first acceleration? Angular acceleration. how much angle is it, what is the angular velocity with respect to time? That is 0. Because angular acceleration d omega by dt, no? Change in angular velocity, 0. So angular acceleration also is 0. Are you able to understand? Next we are studying about centripetal acceleration. This is the first acceleration. This is the second acceleration, centripetal acceleration. Can it become 0? Centripetal acceleration can never become 0. Why? If centripetal acceleration is 0, centripetal force is 0. If centripetal force is 0, body cannot move in a circular path. This can never be 0. So that is the acceleration which is acting towards the center of the circle, that is never equal to 0. It is always present. 0 కాదు అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏమి ఉంది అని అర్థం, అంతే కదా? ఓకే, దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ అనదర్ యాక్సిలరేషన్, థర్డ్ యాక్సిలరేషన్, tangential acceleration. Acceleration which is acting in this direction, tangential acceleration. Here it is equal to 0. Why it is 0? Because tangential speed is not changing, no? Tangential speed, is it changing? No. Then how can you get tangential acceleration? Okay, so totally how many accelerations we are discussing? 3 acceleration. Angular acceleration, centripetal acceleration, tangential acceleration. So in uniform circular motion, how many accelerations you have? Only one acceleration. What is that acceleration? We have only centripetal acceleration. Alpha is also 0, at is also 0. Are you able to understand? So out of 3 accelerations, we have only one acceleration in uniform circular motion. And what is that acceleration? Centripetal acceleration. Adi eppudu untundi. Without centripetal acceleration, body cannot move in a circular path. Clear? So make a note point. So therefore, what is the note point here? We have to write, ma? Note point is that, so in circular motion, there will be how many accelerations? There will be 3 accelerations. Okay, ma? But in uniform circular motion, only centripetal acceleration is present. Okay, so A tangential is 0, alpha angular acceleration is also 0. So that is about uniform circular motion. అర్థమవుతుంది కదమ్మా? కొంచెం పాయింట్ టు పాయింట్ లింక్ చేసుకుంటూ చదివితేనే మీకు క్లారిటీ వస్తుంది. ఫైన్. సో ఇన్ సర్క్యులర్ మోషన్ హౌ మెనీ యాక్సిలరేషన్స్ క్యాన్ బి ప్రెజెంట్? 3 యాక్సిలరేషన్. యాంగులర్ యాక్సిలరేషన్, centripetal acceleration, tangential acceleration. But in uniform circular motion, we have only tangential acceleration. We have only centripetal acceleration. Remaining 2 accelerations will become 0. Fine? That's it. Okay. So keep the next side heading. Relation between tangential velocity and omega, angular velocity. Clear, ma? Relation between tangential velocity and omega, angular velocity. What is meant by V tangential, ma? If body is moving in a circular path, clear? This is straight line velocity, tangential velocity in tangential direction, that is called as tangential velocity. And what is meant by omega? Angular velocity. How much angle body is covering in a particular time? Angular velocity. Angular velocity d theta by dt only, no? How much angle it is covering in a particular time. Clear, no? So relation between both of them is V tangential is equals to omega into R. This is the formula. V tangential is equals to omega into R. And you can write in vector form also. V tangential dash is equals to omega dash cross R dash. Clear, no? Okay. And what is the direction of omega? Omega, it is called as an axial vector. So what are the axial vectors we have? So theta, omega, alpha tau. Clear, no? So L. L means angular momentum. They are called as axial vectors. Axial vectors means what? They are present in the direction of axis of motion of the body. Okay, ma? So consider this is the axis. Around this one, bodies are moving. So to this axis, we are tying a thread and we are moving in a circular path. Then this becomes the axis number. Around this axis, bodies are moving. So theta, omega, alpha, torque and angular momentum, they will be in the direction of axis only. Okay, now see. For example, this is the direction of what you call tangential velocity number. Radius is also in which direction? Radius is also in this direction. Tangential velocity is in this direction. Okay. Now can you say what is the direction of omega? Omega a direction lo untundi cheppandi. So v tangential direction we have written. No? This is the direction of tangential velocity at this point. Radius vector direction also I have written. No? Now what is the direction of omega? Z-axis. Positive Z-axis or negative Z-axis? Huh? Positive Z-axis is correct. What is the direction of omega? Omega is in this direction. It is coming out of the board. Because when body is moving like this is the axis of rotation. No? This is the axis of rotation. So omega can be either towards positive Z-axis or either it can be towards negative Z-axis because their axial vectors already we have written. No? So therefore, V is equals to omega into R. I can calculate V value by using right hand rule for a cross product. No? In vectors we have right hand rule for cross product. No? Place your right hand on first vector, rotate towards the second vector. Thumb gives the direction of resultant vector. Are you able to understand? Give me another pen. Okay, ma? So which is the first vector here? Omega is the first vector. Second vector? R dash. So first, my right hand I should place on first vector, no? Okay, ma? See what is the direction of V here? Velocity is in this direction. Velocity is in this direction, no? Tangential velocity is in upward direction towards positive y-axis. Okay, ma? So how I have to curl my right hand? Place on the first vector. And what is the direction of radius vector in this direction? No? Rotate towards the second vector. What is the direction of thumb? It is in the direction of V tangential. Satisfied? No? It means that if this axis, if this marker pen, this is the direction of omega, first vector. So I have to place my right hand on first vector. No? Are you able to understand? No? First, omega direction. It means omega is in this direction. Okay? Omega direction. What is the direction of radius vector? Radius vector is in this direction. This is the direction of radius vector, no? In this direction. So therefore, what can I do? Omega dash cross R dash. Omega dash cross R dash. What is the direction of thumb? Upwards. And that is the direction of V tangential, no? Satisfied? No? So therefore, what is the omega direction? Omega is in this direction. It is perpendicular and it is coming out of the board. That is the direction of omega. Are you able to understand? So right now. So what is the direction of omega here? So omega dash is perpendicular and out of board. So that is the reason why it is called as axial vector. That is the axis direction only, no? If this is the axis, around this axis only this body is rotating. So it is an axial vector. Theta also axial vector, alpha also axial vector, torque also axial vector, angular momentum also axial vector. So these are the axial vectors. Clear? Axial vectors means they are in which direction? In the direction of axis. Axis means the point around which bodies are rotating. Fine? That's it. Okay. So V tangential is equals to omega dash cross R dash. Very, very important relation. Okay. Now see. Now from this relation, okay, I can derive one more relation. What is that relation? See, if V tangential is not a constant, what is meant by V tangential is not a constant? It means the tangential speed is not constant, tangential speed is varying in a circle. So if V tangential is not a constant, it means V tangential is a variable, no? That is the meaning of this one, no? It is continuously varying, value is changing. If V tangential is not a constant, then omega also it is not a constant and omega is also a variable. Okay, ma? So they will come under what? They will come under non-uniform circular motion, which we are about to study. Non-uniform circular motion. Clear? So if they are not variable, they are changing with respect to time, then I will do one thing. So differentiate this one with respect to time. Differentiating with respect to time. With respect to time. Then what I will get? dVt divided by dt is equals to, r is a constant, d omega divided by dt. dv by dt is what, ma? Acceleration. Which kind of acceleration? Tangential acceleration. Is equals to r into d omega by dt, alpha, angular acceleration. Okay, ma? So therefore, what is the relation? A tangential is equals to alpha into r. Or in vector form I can write A tangential dash is equals to alpha dash cross r dash. Clear now? So this is the equation for tangential acceleration. Okay. What is meant by tangential acceleration? In tangential direction, speed of the body is changing, no? Then only you will get tangential acceleration. So for tangential velocity, this is the formula, omega into r. For tangential acceleration, this is the formula, alpha into r. Is it clear? So remember up to here, we will continue in the next class. So 9:40 అయిందమ్మా, 10 వరకు తీసుకోండి బ్రేక్.